Hello, Math 10C online, you learn. It's Mr. Gardner here. This is going to be another video on how to do a couple other things in Math 10C on D2L. We're going to look at how you can check your exam assignment quizzes, their marks, and how to use the equation editor for some more complicated questions on showing your work. So we're going to get started right away. First of all, when you submit a quiz, okay, I mark it right away, and then I give you the opportunity to look at your answers and check against the right answers. I do want to be clear, you have to submit your quiz in order to get a grade. I cannot mark it until you hit submit. So some of you already have started a quiz but not finished it. If you don't go back and finish it and hit submit, I cannot mark it. I cannot do anything about that. So you must fully submit your quiz to get a mark so I can mark it. After you submit a quiz, I'll mark them really quick, usually within a day or two, and you go back and do assessments here, and you're going to go to quizzes. And once you go to assessments and then quizzes, you're going to come to the quiz page here where all your assignments are, and you're going to I'm just going to pick one randomly here. It doesn't matter. And once you've submitted it, I want you to click on this little arrow here, and you're going to go to submissions. Okay. So after you click submissions, it will say attempt 1. This does not have an attempt done because I'm student 1 guest, but you will have completed it. And you'll be able to see here, you'll be able to click attempt 1. You click on that, and then you can check and review your quiz, okay, your assignment really. You cannot go over your unit tests, which are also D2L quizzes. That's an exam security issue, okay? But for the assignments, please go over them, double check, see where you went wrong. If you have any questions, please let me know, okay? We're going to move on to the equation editor. So I'm going to go to an assignment that requires the use of the equation editor, and one of those is Module 1, Lesson 6. Module 2, Lesson 6 down here. And I'm just going to hit start right here. One sec. Okay. So within here, there are questions kind of throughout this course where you need to show your work, but oftentimes students, they're wondering, how do I use exponents, square roots, cube roots, fractions, fractions with exponents, that sort of thing. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. First of all, some of these questions you can see right away require the use of fractions and exponents. We have fractions and exponents here as well. Down here, once again, we have exponents as fractions. And then down here, we have another one as well with fractions and exponents. And down here, we have some roots, cube roots, square roots, fourth roots, whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to show you how to use it. So here we go. When you come to a question where you need to show your work and you need to use powers and fractions and exponents, you want to go to the 3 little dots right here. Okay, the 3 little dots. You click on the 3 little dots, and then you click on the sigma sign, the little e right here. I'll say that one more time. When you want to show your work with exponents and fractions and square roots, 3 little dots, and then the sigma sign. So we're going to go into this equation editor, and here we are. So you can type like normal, no big deal. You can type in your numbers as you require. When you come to be requiring a fraction or a square root, this is how you do it. You see the buttons up here. These are the ones that you'll be using primarily. Don't worry about any of these other tabs. They do not apply to this course. So we're going to focus on these ones. Let's start with a basic fraction. Sometimes you want to just go, let's take 1 over 2. You can type literally 1 over 2. Or if you click the fraction button here, you can have access to this symbol. So I literally just clicked fraction button, and with my cursor, I can pick where I want to type. And I'm going to just go 1 over 2. And you can select with your cursor how to do this. Okay. If you want to continue typing, you have to watch that your cursor is to the far right. And then you can continue again. So I'll just add another fraction here. 6. cursor to the right. If this is a beveled fraction, just a different version of a fraction, same difference, okay? 4/8. So that's the basic fraction button. What if I wanted to do fractions on fractions or fractions of fractions? Well, let's start with hitting the fraction button. And let's say I wanted a fraction on the top and a fraction on the bottom. Well, I can do that. So what you need to do is where the cursor is located, where it's flashing, you click the next button that you want. So on this top half of the fraction, I want another fraction. I'm going to click the fraction button again. And down here, maybe I want another fraction. I'll click that again. So now, with my cursor, okay, with my mouse, I can select where I want to type, or what's also really handy is just using the up and down, left and right arrows on your keyboard. Okay, very, very helpful, very, very useful. Okay, and so you can do as such. If I wanted to add some exponents here, maybe I wanted to add an exponent around the 1/2. You have to watch where your cursor is. So using brackets, this makes it very easy. So I'm just using the left and right arrows on my keyboard, and you want to place those brackets. Maybe I wanted 1/2 to the power of 2. So here's my exponent button right here. I click that button, and that gives me the power of 2, or whatever I want. Same thing down here. If I wanted that to the power of something, click that button. Maybe I want that to the power of 4. What if I wanted, instead of to the power of 2, what if I wanted that to the power of a fraction, for example? Well, I can do that. So I've already have the box here. If I want this box to be a fraction, I just go up here to the fraction button and click fraction. And now I can insert numbers as I please. Once again, if you don't want that box, you can just backspace it at will. 3/2, if I want that to the power of a fraction, I'm going to hit power button right here, and then fraction. And so you can do this as many times as you need. Wherever you need those buttons, you pop them in as required. Okay. Let's move on to roots. So square root, we're pretty familiar with those. This is the square root button right here. Square root button. Let's just do 4 for an example, equals 2. No problem. What if I wanted to do a cube root? The button below it is the cube root button. That gives you the option to place any root you want. So I'll just do the cube root of 8. And of course, this equals 2. Now, pay attention to your cursor as always. I mentioned that before. If I have the cube root, I'll just put this in again, of 8, and then I hit equals right away, well, that's going to go under my radical symbol. I don't want that. So I have to make sure my cursor is flashing to the far right. Equals 2 in this case. And you can do any root, absolutely any root. You want the 9th root of 502. All right, there you go, 2. Okay, what about, let's do roots with fractions. So what if I wanted the 6th root of 1/2? So I want to click on this button here, any root, and I'm going to click the 6th root. What do I want under here? I want a fraction. So I'm going to go to the fraction button, 1/2. It's as simple as that. And if I wanted to show what this equals to, 1/64, I can just click my fraction button and 1/64, just like such. Okay. What if we wanted a root with a fraction and an exponent? So let's just do this again. 6th power and a fraction, 1/2. I can throw some brackets in there. And then I can throw an exponent in there as well. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll come up with another one shortly. Mr. G out.